Ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister Modi has set the roadmap for the big 2024 battle. Today, the Prime Minister held a mega roadshow in the national capital ahead of the key BJP national executive meeting. A sea of people gathered to greet the Prime Minister as his roadshow marched from Sardar Patel Chowk to the NDMC Convention Centre with chants of Modi, Modi filling the air. And rose petals were showered on the Prime Minister's cavalcade. The Prime Minister was seen waving to his supporters as he headed towards the NDMC Convention Centre.
यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री, हमें गर्व है कि हम अपने देश में ऐसे प्रधानमंत्री को पाके हमारा सौभाग्य।
राहुल जी भारत जोड़ रहे हैं, बट भारत तो कांग्रेस से तोड़ा था, तो भारत तो जोड़ा मोदी जी ने।
देश के प्रधानमंत्री हैं, बहुत अच्छे हैं और आगे को भी यही आएंगे 24 में भी।
पद यात्रा बहुत सफल रहेगी। आने वाले 2024 में मोदी जी ही आएंगे।
The two-day national executive meeting of the BJP comes after the landslide BJP victory in Gujarat and with its Vikas, Vishwas and Vishwaguru Bharat pitch. The BJP aims to win the 9 state elections as a prelude to the 2024 election battle next year. BJP National President JP Nadda, Union Ministers including Home Minister Amit Shah, Chief Ministers of BJP-ruled states and other senior party leaders for the next 2 days will brainstorm to chalk out the 2024 strategy, and the BJP has made it clear that winning all states is the agenda of the party.
Honorable the party president exhorted all the members of the national executive to be ready with full commitment to ensure that the BJP wins all the 9 assembly polls scheduled for 2023 as a prelude to 2024 Lok Sabha elections. We have not to lose any state.
Even as the BJP readies its 2024 plan, a jittery opposition has called Prime Minister's roadshow as nothing but event management. The Congress likes to believe that the BJP is visibly shaken as Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra is gaining more and more popularity. Listen in to the criticism coming in from the opposition.
ये दर्शाता है कि बीजेपी खोखलाई हुई है, घबराहट में है, परेशानी में है और कैसे भी न्यूज मैनेजमेंट करना चाहती है ताकि भारत जोड़ो यात्रा के बारे में खबर पीछे हट जाए और हेडलाइन बने।
Mr. Jairam Ramesh says it's correct that they are feeling insecure. First, they wanted to defame and dilute Bharat Jodo Yatra, but they did not succeed. Now Rahul ji is taking a crowd which nobody in the world would have taken.
बीजेपी आरएसएस के पास अब देश में 2024 के लिए कोई एजेंडा नहीं बचा है। पूरे देश में किसानों का इनके खिलाफ आक्रोश है।
And that brings me to the legitimate question on the Newshour tonight. Modi roadshow versus Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra. Who has the advantage? That's the question and that's the debate. Coming up on the other side.
You're watching the Newshour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me tonight on the news are Nalin Kohli, national spokesperson. Ask you, Kamruzaman Chaudhary. BJP dar gaye? Really? Is that the question the Congress should be asking Prime Minister Modi after two majority elections that he's won in 2014, 2019 and several scores of state elections? Are you still serious when you ask the question on panic within the BJP because of Bharat Jodo?
Well, Navika, very good evening to you and your fellow panelists out here. Question is, the Pradhan Mantri, or may I say it, the Pradhan Pracharak Pradhan Mantri, he is doing what he does best, propaganda, overdrive. 2024 is to come, we all know it is coming. But then what has rattled the Bharatiya Janata Party and particularly our Prime Minister so much that he had to do the same as Bharat Jodo Yatra was trying to do? It all seemed to us like he was trying to undo the Bharat Jodo Yatra, what impact it has left on the ground, on the streets of Delhi, on the streets of India. He was trying to undo it. But as a Prime Minister, what the main moot question that the nation had today was, number one, where is our Health Minister Mansukh Mandia ji? What happened? Has he issued any letter to the Prime Minister about the Bharat Jodo Yatra and the risk involved with the COVID crisis looming? No. The Prime Minister should have stated something about the smart cities that he was supposed to develop over the last 8 to 9 years. We have got smart cities to sinking cities now. What happened to the $100 billion trade deficit with China when we had the Make in India propaganda? What happened to all those things? From MLA poaching to forming governments, that is the main mantra of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Well, they have won Gujarat on a popular mandate, no doubt about that. But they've lost Himachal Pradesh also.
All right.
They've snatched
Kamruzaman Chaudhary, you seem to have forgotten that Prime Minister Modi was campaigning, was doing roadshow in several states, was meeting people, touring the length and breadth of India, even when Mr. Rahul Gandhi was neither seen in Parliament nor in the rest of the country. But be that as it may. Nalin Kohli, the question here is, कोविड यात्रा से आप डर गए थे क्योंकि यू सेंट अ नोटिस दैट द भारत जोड़ो यात्रा से आप डर गए थे क्योंकि आपको लगा ये कोविड यात्रा हो जाएगी. अब कोविड का डर नहीं है. दैट्स द क्वेश्चन कमरुज़मान चौधरी इज पुटिंग टू यू.
Congress is the living example of Alice in Wonderland in India. And all I can say is they do have a Lewis Carroll equivalent in their party, because that's what every time they make an argument it seems. I mean, it's getting curious here and curious here. That's all I can say. I mean, the BJP is terrified of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. So let's first look at what is the Bharat Jodo Yatra. It's yet another launch of Mr. Rahul Gandhi in that perpetual attempt to declare him or somehow define him as a leader. Now that is the Congress's full prerogative, and we have no complaint with that. Secondly, the event itself, or the Bharat Jodo Yatra, is borrowing personalities and what the media has reported, including on a professional engagement basis. So be that also. Now, if we go by Mr. Rahul Gandhiji's addresses or whatever he speaks about it, there's enough on the social media to also explain that what one part of the country believes is the impact and what the Congress party believes is its impact. In all of it, finally what speaks? What speaks is what is the agenda and what is the outcome. So now let's come to the BJP government. The BJP government in 2 elections, that is at the centre, where Prime Minister Modi has been elected as the single largest, as a single party majority government in 2014 with a greater amount of seats in 2019. That government is consistently racing ahead on development. Let me pick 2 figures. Mr. Chaudhary, his media cell perhaps has not given him enough data. He said, what happened to the $100 billion trade deficit with China? It used to be $71 billion. And currently it's about $51 or $52 billion as I had seen the last figures. So, I mean, they are nowhere close to it. So, it's actually reducing the trade deficit. In manufacturing, India gloriously was manufacturing mobile phones in 3 factories. That was the great gift of the Congress party. That our manufacturing was so strong that 3 companies thought they should manufacture mobiles in India. That exceeds 120. In terms of exports, is more than 10,000 crores. The production-linked incentive, PLI, is leading to a spurt in industrial activity as never before. The world acknowledges India as a bright spot for the economy. India is a bright spot for manufacturing. India is a bright spot for many things. But the Congress party, having dug its head in the sand like an ostrich, or at least a proverbial ostrich, is unable to see reality. So they live in their own world. That's why I said they perhaps have someone equivalent to Lewis Carroll, who's scripting their equivalent of Alice in Wonderland.
Well, let me get in Smita Prakash. Smita Prakash, you've seen a lot of political rallies. I'm coming back to you, Kamruzaman. I want to give us and give our viewers a very just account of the Bharat Jodo Yatra versus, the Prime Minister himself. Is the Bharat Jodo Yatra actually increasing the credibility of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, or is it just another relaunch and image makeover? He's had many since 2014.
Well, even if it is just an image makeover, for the Congress party, it is significant. Because as far as the narrative was concerned, for several years, the narrative, even within the Congress party, the frustration of the narrative was that a status had set in. Nothing was happening. Then unless they had a strong ally, they couldn't even win a state election, let alone 2019 or before that 2014. So in some manner, to see that early morning onwards in social media or even in traditional media, the yatra is being spoken about is something for them to celebrate. And of course, they're justified in feeling elated about it, that something is happening. Whether that gets translated, those crowds get translated into votes or something is anybody's guess. As far as the Prime Minister's rally is concerned, or the roadshow is concerned, which he did today on the sidelines of the National Executive meeting, Navika, which it's part and parcel of what the BJP does best, which is that, they at no point of time is the party a shrinking violet. They will launch everything with fanfare, whether it was, if you go back, India Shining, if you go back the yatras of Advani, if you go back Murli Manohar Joshi, if you go back on anything to do with the electoral processes, which is part of the democratic process of elections, the BJP does it with a great deal of fanfare. And for them, a roadshow is one of the things that they do. So what happens today and tomorrow, the national executive, that is significant, because knowing the BJP, they're very dynamic in the way they do their messaging. So, they are the very fact that they're saying every one of those 9 states have to be won goes to show that losing Himachal is not resting easy on their shoulders. They don't like losing. If this is one party who says, chalo, ek state chala gaya, agla state jeet lenge, that's not how they behave. They are like, everyone has to be won, whether it is at the panchayat level, whether it is district level, whether it is Vidhan Sabha, or whether it is the central level. Every election has to be won. So for that, they will do a lot of, wondering how much of foot soldiers they need to be put on the ground. What is the messaging? Where are they lacking in connecting with the people? How many people to connect with? And what should be the message in different states? So I think they are going to be doing a lot of what is called this Chintan Manthan that they do.
Well, Smita says nobody is in panic mode. Everybody is doing what they need to do. And Riju Datta, my question to you really is which is about 65, 68 kilometers of this yatra. Suddenly the party has gone political. They've invited 21 or 23 political parties to join them on the 30th of January. And they've sent out these invitations. Several parties like the BSP, the Samajwadi Party have said they are not going in. So Riju Datta, my question to you is, are you going in with the Congress party? Are you ready to be second fiddle to Rahul Gandhi, even though Amartya Sen, the Nobel Prize winner, has said that Mamata Banerjee herself is qualified and has a great CV as far as the prime ministerial candidature is concerned. So where does the TMC stand?
See, Navika ji, we believe that we have to build an united India. And to build an united India, the opposition needs to be united, and that's the need of the hour. Well, the opposition is united on the issues of the people, and I believe in the 2024 general elections, it will be BJP versus Desh Ki Janta. On one side, you have, the politics over religion, mandir, masjid. On the other side, you have politics over, unemployment. On one side, you have politics over Pakistan, China, Aurangzeb and Nehru. On the other side, you have politics over inflation. So the opposition is doing their job. They have done it in the parliament. They are doing it on the streets. BJP is doing their job, their propaganda machinery, and they know what works in this country now is talk about religion, or if religion does not work, then talk about nationalism. Something or the other will work. So in all this put together, I think in the race to 2024, 24 hours is a long time. We still have a long way to go. Opposition needs to be united. We will defeat BJP in Bengal, hands down, and I'm saying this now in the 2024 elections. Congress has a 1:1 fight with the BJP in over 200 seats. They have to do their job. And similarly,
needs to be united is a great thought.
I know, Navika ji, what you're trying to portray, that who will be the leader, who will be the face of the opposition versus Mr. Modi. So like my leader said, the face of the opposition will be chosen by the people of this country. However, the greatly respected Nobel laureate Mr. Amartya Sen said that all the qualities are in Mamata Banerjee. So I think the question, if not Modi, who? I think Mr. Amartya Sen himself has answered the question. Probably Desh ebar Banglar mein ke chahe.
Well, so Rahul Gandhi to nahi hai, Mamata Banerjee hai. So Abhijit Iyer Mitra, I come straight on to you. Number one, has Mr. Rahul Gandhi earned some brownie points in terms of credibility through the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and now is he more acceptable as a leading face for the elections of 2024? Will other political parties accept him? What is this invitation to other political parties, and who does it show in panic? Is it the Congress in panic, or is it the BJP in panic with the roadshow, as Jairam Ramesh points out?
Thanks for having me, Navika. Now, you and I have been around this earth for quite some time. And how many times have we heard that Rahul Gandhi has finally arrived? I think I've heard it about 10-15 times. Every 6 months I hear that Rahul Gandhi has arrived. Rahul Gandhi is now the next most mature leader, etc., etc. Do you know, more than the Congress party and the Bharat Jodo Yatra's Twitter handle tweeting Rahul Gandhi's speeches, it was BJP aligned handles and BJP WhatsApp groups that were sending clips of Rahul Gandhi. They were talking, you go to Amit Malviya's Twitter timeline, there is more about Bharat Jodo Yatra than there is on the Bharat Jodo Yatra Twitter timeline itself. Who do you think is getting the political advantage of it? It is a source of great titillation and humor amongst the BJP. And there is actually a saying within the BJP, I don't know if people are aware of it, that Rahul Gandhi is the third tallest leader of the BJP after Modi and Amit Shah. So, this is, I'm sorry, I've seen this 15 times now. I'm not willing to believe that this is the 16th time launch and it is going to be successful. I agree with my friend from the TMC. I think the contest will very much be between three people in 2024. That will be Mamata Di, Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal. The real secret is who breaks the linguistic barrier. I think Mamata Di tried it in Goa. It didn't work out. It failed. Arvind Kejriwal, do you actually consider Punjab to be outside the linguistic barrier of Delhi? Because remember, Delhi was part of Punjab state at one point of time. At least parts of Delhi were. So, it'll be who breaks the linguistic barrier. Remember, this time out of the 52 MPs that the Congress has, 10 is the gift of the DMK. It was because the Congress was in alliance with the DMK that they got 10 seats in Tamil Nadu. Otherwise, their entire tally would have been down to 42. Next time they will come down to 32, and in case Mamata Di manages to get
absolutely.
37 to
So
40
let me
seats, she will be the front runner.
get in Karthik Reddy. Let me get in Karthik Reddy of the TRS stroke BRS. And Karthik Reddy, is it about the linguistic barrier? Is it about the battle in the opposition ranks being between Mamata Banerjee, Arvind Kejriwal and Rahul Gandhi? Where does that leave Mr. KCR himself? Because he's hosting another rally, in the next few weeks, where he's also invited some of the opposition leaders. So, is there clarity in the opposition ranks, and is that also going to be an advantage for Narendra Modi and the BJP?
Good evening, Navika ji. Firstly, let me congratulate your viewers on Sankrantri, Lori and Pongal. For all your Telugu viewers, Sankrantri Mariyu Kanuma Pandaga Subhakankshalu Teliyechestu. Navika ji, let's first address the issue with BJP. The reason I say this is, this constant alert nature of the BJP signifies two major things. If we take into context what's happening in Delhi with their national executive meeting, one, their constant alert nature signifies that they've invested more in politics than development and welfare. And point two, they are in this constant alert nature because they live in this constant fear of defeat, because they have not invested anything much into development or welfare. And when we have to speak about what's happening in the opposition camp and what's happening with different political parties, different states, different chief ministers, Navika ji, this is the age-old tested strategy of the BJP. And some leaders sitting in the BJP office, they want to portray that there is nobody else in this nation other than Narendra Modi, and all the other leaders are fighting for power and not for the nation. This is an agenda which has been put to use multiple times for the BJP and the leadership in the BJP. And let me draw your attention today to Khammam. Khammam is a district in North Telangana, where we're going to organize a large public gathering chaired by our Chief Minister KCR Garu, which would be graced by the Chief Minister of Kerala, who belongs to the Communist Party of Marxist, CPM, who also will be graced by the Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann, and also the Delhi Chief Minister, the AAP convener. And if this is not enough, Navika, the Chief of Samajwadi Party, Akhilesh Yadav, has graced our party office opening in Delhi, and also Kumar Swamy of Karnataka. If this is not forces coming together, if this is not like-minded people coming together to show unity, I don't know what is. This is a strategy of the BJP and like-minded people of the BJP to showcase that there is nobody else other than the BJP or Narendra Modi who can run this country.
Then Mr. Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, where does that leave the Congress party and its 23 invitations? Because invitations are going from other political parties, not just from the Congress. And the Congress, Akhilesh Yadav not coming, KCR not coming, Mamata Banerjee, we don't know. What's going on? And you're saying the BJP is in panic?
Navika, we have invited a lot of political parties. We even invited the top leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party to join the Bharat Jodo Yatra also. Who comes, it is their prerogative. Is there regional politics that must be coming into the considerations? But Navika, the moot question tonight is, where does a political party stand in the ideological divide that the Indians right from independence as a centrist nationalist party? That's our district. But tonight, being candid on the show, let me just
Nationalist Congress Party, I think, is Sharad Pawar's party. Abhijit Iyer Mitra, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Nationalist Congress Party Sharad Pawar's party?
Navika,
that is correct.
Navika, Congress is always a centrist party. It's a nationalist party.
I'm sorry, Navika.
Mitra might have got a few chunks of the thousands of crores to defame Rahul Gandhi. But it's all accepted because
I wish
have got some.
Dada, if there is money, please give it to me. I desperately need money.
That the BJP is spending so far on defaming Rahul Gandhi. But that's not the point. Navika, just 10 seconds that I wanted to spend out here. Just 10 seconds. Navika. The point here, Congress party.
So, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, you made an allegation on Abhishek Iyer Mitra. May I tell you, he had been banned from social media. He was banned from social media, so how could he defame anybody? Forget Rahul Gandhi, anybody. Smita Prakash, you know, loose and fast, balls being thrown by Mr. Kamruzaman Chaudhary.
He is back now in Twitter.
It's very easy to sit and defame people. Come on the debate and later go on Twitter and defame. You know, let's face it, by saying that the Bharat Jodo Yatra is something which is phenomenal as far as the political spectrum is concerned. It's phenomenal only for the Congress as of now. Navika, you asked, I think Abhijit pointed out that is going to be the language factor. I think I beg to differ, though Abhijit, very nice to see him back on debates and on social media. But Abhijit, I beg to differ with you because I don't think language matters so much as of now. Because, you know, it's not going to be Modi versus one person before the election. I think they've all realized that. So there's no point fighting among each other because it's going to be on the language issue. It's only KCR. He's the only one who is absolutely comfortable in speaking in any of the languages, not Stalin. Arvind Kejriwal, yes, but not acceptable. Mamta might be, but then she's restricting herself right now. Only others are saying that she has got national ambitions, but she's not displaying any national ambition. So I think it's going to be prudent for the opposition to sit on the side because after all, Deve Gowda wasn't a Hindi-speaking person, became the Prime Minister. Gujarat was a Hindi-speaking, was an English-speaking person, barely spoke Hindi. Narasimha Rao was a polyglot. So, you know, when you have language will no longer be an issue. I don't think that is going to restrict as far as the opposition is concerned, and they will not bring one person's name. That is my guess. One person's name, because Modi banam another person is sure shot going to be victorious for Modi in 2024. So they're going to sit it out and wait and for the khichdi to come up at the end of it and hope that they can cobble together a coalition and have a face post-election.
Well said, Smita Prakash. But Riju Datta, I'm coming to you, Nalin Kohli. Riju Datta, I have a twofold question to you. Question number one, is Mamta Banerjee going to go to Kashmir with Rahul Gandhi or to, BRS, KCR in Khammam? What would her options be, number one? And number two, would you actually put a hand on your heart and tell us that if there is a motley crowd of 20 hopefuls for the prime ministerial sweepstakes and there is one Narendra Modi, aren't you already handing over the advantage? And it's happened before. It's happened in 2019. It's happened in 2014. Don't you think the advantage continues to be with the BJP?
Two things, Navika ji. First thing first, answer to your first question. Mamta Banerjee is going to Meghalaya on 18th January because there are pending elections in Meghalaya in the next couple of months. So that is where Mamta Banerjee is going. Next, she will go to Tripura because we have elections in Tripura coming up shortly. And the second question that you asked, I will only remind your viewers, because you obviously know that at one point of time, Mr. late Bharat Ratna Shri Rajiv Gandhi ji also had 400 seats and then he lost the election. So 303 is not an impossible task. I agree with Smita ji partially that there can be a post-poll alliance, but I will also say my leader has categorically said that she will leave it to the people of this country and she will leave it to the united opposition to decide who will be the prime ministerial face against Narendra Modi. So commenting further on that I think should not be right. But yes, the situation of the country with the anti-incumbency and everything, there's a very clear chance that if the opposition does what it is supposed to do and they are united in the fight against BJP, there's a very good chance in 2024 Narendra Modi ji is not coming back as the Prime Minister of India.
And that's the point I want to take to Nalin Kohli. Nalin Kohli, everybody starts with the premise that the opposition should be united. And the opposition is not united. Does that already give the advantage to Modi as the prime ministerial face for the BJP in 24?
So, Navika ji, I heard everyone carefully. So, there are different aspects to where the debate is. The first is to your question. I think there's the politics of aspiration, which is what different political parties are articulating on your show also. And then there's the politics of reality and performance. So these political parties, each one is aspiring that, we're not saying it in some cases openly, that perhaps I can be the Prime Minister, perhaps I should be the Prime Minister, versus the Prime Minister, who is Narendra Modi, and who's very clear that there is a model of his government which is about delivery, and this is a serious model of delivery. Because today, in addition to all the dynamics of elections, there is a voter who's a beneficiary of a scheme having reached him or her directly. Like 12 crore farmers, 6,000 rupees per year. Like 80 crore people with rice or wheat or other rations reaching them directly. Or like Ayushman Bharat, which covers almost half of the population of the needy in terms of family coverage. And same for housing, for other fields, Ujjwala. So these are direct beneficiaries who know that there is a model of delivery and performance, not a model of promise, which is what many of the political parties profess till now. So these are two models. We leave it to the discretion of the people. We respect them, the voter. We don't look at them as being made a fool of by the BJP. We believe we take our report card, they vote for that. But the other parties say, ye to bevkoof bana diya. So this is their contempt for the Indian voter. And Indian democracy is very, very mature. We shouldn't take it lightly. Next, let's come to the Congress party, which I must say, which is the lighter part of this debate. So the Congress party has its own approach to physics. There is physics as a science, and then there is the physics of the Congress party. Possibly, I don't know who their Nobel laureate is, but we've seen aspects of it or heard of it, like Mr. Rahul Gandhi's famous one, breaking the velocity of Jupiter or something like that. Or as Kamruddin has today said, Mr. Chaudhary, Kamruzaman Chaudhary, he has said that there are two poles in bipolarity. There is an extreme right and then there is a center. I mean, as far as I've understood bipolarity from school onwards, is there are two poles. They are both apart. And your question was right. So you mean, are you trying to say you're on the extreme left? Then he suddenly realized that bipolarity took him into an area where he couldn't define his own political existence. So he made the second pole to be a center. This is new physics. And I think that also tells you about the Congress party's thinking. It's a joke. For everything, they have a dialogue. They don't have a plan. If they were a serious political party, they would go to the people. They would go to the people and talk of real issues. They wouldn't be talking of these kind of things. But then why should we complain? We are the beneficiaries of their approach to politics.
Well, so then Nalin Kohli really agrees that the BJP has an ally in Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party, because it would much rather fight Rahul Gandhi than any of the other leaders in the opposition. Is that the takeaway, Nalin Kohli? But really, to say that the BJP is in a state of panic,
Navika, you are correct in asking that question. No.
Yeah.
It's an aspiration. It's a
Go
hope.
on.
It's, as you say, I want to see the BJP in panic. I want to see the BJP in panic. And I read their display of strength as a display of fear. I read their popularity as nervousness. I read their preparedness for, going down and taking elections seriously. It's a serious exercise as one driven by panic. So this is their way of looking at it, and ours is exactly opposite. That we are performing, we must
take our report card of the Modi government to the people. We must ensure that every voter at every booth gets to know what we are doing, because we believe that that voter will finally vote on that basis. With regard to the other political parties,
as I always say that the voter in India, in this democracy, is extremely intelligent. ये जो public है, ये सब जानती है. So who's in panic mode? We don't know. The public knows that. And who has increased his credibility? The public will be the judge of that. All I can say on the Newshour tonight is that it's getting interesting in the winter of 2023, even 13 or 14 months away from the general elections of 2024. It's all up in the air. Everybody's pulled up their socks. Who's going where? We'll keep a watch on that. Thank you very much to my panelists for joining me on the Newshour tonight. But on the other side, the